in the world?
Should be live. People should be live.
Let's see here. It is. Don't touch me.
Revolver's under my t-shirt. It made me do the. I
Wait,
can't
what?
remember what the hell he said.
Holiday hoogity woody. So,
It made me do the salsa. I can't remember what the hell he said.
holiday hoogity woody. All right. Q.
How'd you guys like the chapters? Well, did you, I missed 10. Did I miss 106? Was I? Did we talk about 106?
No, no,
No, we didn't do 106.
no. That's when I had to had that emergency. I had to that family thingy. My barber. But yeah, man, T-bait though.
Did I really skip it? It's really offensive.
T-Bay go.
Man, that last chapter though, fam. Shit.
See even more mad than Lucas. How?
Wait,
Okay, I
what?
was.
What happened with Lucas?
I was reading
Oh,
parts of the chapter.
You missed some pages, panels.
Nah, and I was going back and just reading it.
ah, ah. Got you. All right, let me pull the chat up. Usually I have Seraph. Seraph will be in control of the chat, but since he's not here, I shall pull it up. I shall pull said chat. What's up, Ryan? What's up, Christian? Kendrick, what's going on? I know. Christian despised the past chapter, man.
He did. He
He
sure
just
did.
he despised it, bro. Yo, look, I'm
Was
gonna
it in regard to the webtoon or what?
Yep.
yeah, with regard to the Reptune. I'm gonna do a poll. Let's see. I want to see how the overwhelming majority of people feel. So
Ooh, the Lakers getting smacked right now.
shut up.
That's funny. LeBron hurt or something?
If I
Nah,
die out,
AD
I gotta
hurt.
run into the grocery
AD
store real
hurt.
quick.
This man choose not to run.
AD's hurt?
Yeah, AD hurt.
Oh, what happened?
Growing.
They said something about MRI today.
Yeah, and growing. I knew he wasn't gonna play today though. Once that happened, they was like, "Nah, we not risking it, fam."
Not risking it.
Mm-hmm.
What they gonna do? Wait till game 8? It's not a game 8, but
No, it's not a game 8. Unfortunately, there's no game 8s. I have faith. I have faith. It's just the first quarter, man. This is nothing. This is nothing. God's work is about to take place. We're gonna win. We're gonna win.
is Chris Paul even playing?
Oh yeah, he playing.
Oh, he's yeah. Okay. I mean, y'all got it.
Look, no. I don't know about that. I don't feel. I'm low key not really confident. If I'm being like perfectly honest, I am low key not confident whatsoever. But I digress. I digress. So I guess we can go ahead and get it started, man. I know Trent went to the store, but I don't want to keep everybody waiting. It is getting late. I know JC is late. It's on your side, so let's go ahead and get it started. What's up, everybody? We are back with the Begin Out the End podcast. I'm your host, JD Otaku Fish. Y'all already know who it is. With me, I have JC, aka always Jay Carson. How you doing, my guy?
Doing great. Doing great.
How you enjoyed the chapters? Or the past two chapters, because we got to talk about 106 too. 106 as well.
I don't even remember 106. To be honest with you, 107 was great.
What did happen in 106? What
See?
happened in 106? 106. What happened? It wasn't much that happened in 106. That's one
Don't worry.
thing.
I'll figure it out just a second.
Yeah, but yeah. So I enjoy 107 too, by the way. And of course, we have Trent motherfucking Money, who is on his way to the grocery store at this ungodly hour. Why I don't know, but
I don't know.
I don't get it. I
Yeah,
don't.
at the grocery store. But yeah, I'm here. What up?
You say you're not at the grocery store?
I'm inside it right now. I'm
Inside the grocery store.
I rest my case, people. I rest my case. But we will discuss 106 and 107. Christian said 106 was bad too. Jesus Christ, Christian. Do you not like T-Bait anymore?
It's just
Is it just that different from the light novel that is it completely horrible? Like,
apparently, according to what's going on,
all right.
it's like Turtle Me is basically he has his story,
Mhm.
T-Bait, the light novel,
All right,
but he wants to enhance the story a little bit
right.
via
Yeah.
via the webtoon,
Yeah,
and so it's
you said a while
different.
back. Yeah.
And Krishna feels like the light novel is just leaps and bounds better than the webtoon, so he don't want to see it change. Turtle Me's changing things. It's the same thing it was when I was with Tower of God. I was just pissed off every episode, so that's
I,
what he's at.
I guess the only thing is it changing for the better? Is the end result of these changes going to be better? I mean, granted, I've seen a lot of people say the webtoon has added scenes that's not in the light novel.
Mhm.
So I'm guessing that's making the story better because it's actually giving more content, perhaps, and more dialogue and story points that the light novel currently doesn't have. Because as we know, he's still writing the light novel. Also, by the way, happy birthday, Turtle Me. You know, your birthday was I think it was Saturday if I'm not mistaken. Happy birthday to you. It was Saturday or Friday, one or the other. But yeah, so I guess he's trying to add more story points because he is still currently writing the light novel. So I'm guessing this is all just going to tie in later as far as what doesn't make sense and the changes that he's making. That's the only thing I can assume. So I mean I can't really be mad at him if he's trying to enhance the story. You know, I can't necessarily be mad at him for that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. What you think, JC? Do you do you think that's a bad thing? Because I do understand it is. I can understand from like a light reader, a light novel reader, because it's the same thing when like you're reading a manga and you watch the anime and the anime completely ruins it,
Right.
aka God of High School. Um,
Understandable.
So I do get the frustration from the light novel reader standpoint, but at the same time, it's like, if is it that much worse than the webtoon? I guess that's really what it boils down to because I don't know because I'm not reading the light novel.
That's, I mean, it's kind of hard to say like whether or not the changes are good or not or is one thing, but I think where Christian's kind of coming from is that there are certain points in the light novel that he thought they were important. He
Right,
thought they're imperative to the story,
right,
and for whatever reason, the webtoon, number one, they didn't cover it. If they did cover it, they kind of skimmed over it, and then they kind of skipped over some things. So he's like, are they gonna go back to it? Are they gonna talk about it because it's important to what's coming later?
right,
And it's kind of one situation like you don't know where the webtoon is going,
right.
so you're like, are you gonna cover this important thing or are you just gonna skip it? Or what are you gonna do? It's kind of hard to know, but apparently this last chapter he was over it.
Yeah, yeah.
He was over worse than Solo, which was I was surprised that he was like
Can you
he was
be
like
over it
nah,
worse than Solo? Is
he
that a
was over
possibility?
it worse than Solo, and I was like, okay, this man is mad right now, upset.
Man, I mean, like I said, I get it. I understand completely. We've all been there.
Definitely.
We've all been there. So I definitely understand. I definitely get light novel readers' frustration. Um, I mean, like if people who read the light novel of beginning after is frustrated, like I can just imagine, like for Omniscient Reader, for example, if the webtoon like totally started like changing everything as far as story wise, I
Right.
guarantee it'll be a riot because I haven't seen more faithful light novel readers in my life than Omniscient Reader. Luckily, they're doing it justice, at least from what I've been told thus
For
far.
right now,
Yeah, for right now, that's what I said. From what I've been told right now, for right now, at least they're doing it justice. But who, if they ever like destroy that light novel, fam, I would. I mean, destroy the webtoon by changing the story points. I can only imagine what happened. Oh man, I can only imagine. But
I don't want to see it.
yeah, I don't want to see it because that's bad. So, do you remember what happened in 106?
Okay, so I mean, the few things that the most significant thing for me was Arthur in class, but
Right.
he training with I think one of the newer versions of what's that robot's name? The AI
Toby.
Toby.
Yeah.
Training a new version of that. He had the shield that Arthur recommended, so
Hmm.
he was just sparring with that. He had the conversation with Glory about Tessia, basically, and I think she wanted. I don't know. Did she ask how he got away?
Who? Good guy or
No, Glory. Is it Glory?
Glory? She wanted to ask. I think she
No,
wanted
but
to ask, but she didn't get a chance to.
okay. And then the
I
biggest thing was why do why do some people chant spells and other people don't? When it came to the class, and he was trying to explain why some people chant spells and some people can just do spells without chanting, like Arthur and Sylvie.
um wasn't Arthur teaching that in his class?
Nope, he's actually a student in this class.
Oh yeah 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 yeah
Yeah, the guy with the eyepiece.
yeah yeah yeah. I remember. Yeah. So that's it. I think that was it. Like the major stuff,
Yep.
and then the ending was Lucas showing up behind him.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I did find it interesting that that they kind of explained it as in like maids that chance. It just kind of puts them in the right frame of mind to mold the mana to do what they needed to do. So that's the only reason why some people chant and others don't, because like Arthur doesn't need to, because whenever he's doing magic, either he's just so adept to it or he's so concentrated on what he's doing, he can just do it without like saying a chant, which is it high level? I don't know if I call it high level or not,
You
but
talking
I
about
guess a lot of people
we're
can't.
not chanting?
Yeah, without chanting,
I would
without
say
saying anything.
I would say that's high level because I'm sure only a select few are capable of doing that. I don't think that's like a very well, what's that word? I can't think of the word, but I don't think it's a common thing. I guess.
Yeah, he kind of likened it to. He first started out by saying something like, you know, what would happen if there was a world where everybody could read each other's thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
And then he said the people that were able to, I think he said people that are able to kind of hide their thoughts would be the best mages because they're
Mm-hmm.
so concentrated on, you know, that moment, that thing that they're doing, that
Mm-hmm.
they nothing else will leak out. So that's basically why Arthur's so strong. I mean, number
Right.
one, you don't have to chant anything.
True.
It doesn't have to take the time to chant. Actually do wonder if the chant's interrupted. I mean, at that point, does the spell stop?
That's a very good question because we haven't seen anyone really have their chants interrupted because it just
That's
seems
true.
like they're saying it so fast.
Right. It's not. They're
That
not long either.
right, they're really not. Like some of them are pretty lengthy, but it's like it's not like we haven't seen like real short ones or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, so I mean, wasn't really
Yeah.
much.
106 informative. I mean, it was a cool chapter.
Yeah, it was just a lot of information. Wasn't really like nothing. And Christian said spells can be interrupted. So they can
Good.
be interrupted. They just
You need to learn how to do it without chanting it.
yeah. It just looks like so far we haven't seen spells like really get interrupted like talking about it. So I guess there's that. So I guess since it wasn't much on 106 and everything happened in 108, I mean not 108, 107. What you want to give 106 scale of 1 to 10?
I actually liked it. I mean, It was a cool chapter to me. It was
Mm-hmm.
I can't really call it a break from the action. It was what I wanted to see. Like, give me a little bit more of the world and how magic works.
Right.
And it didn't seem like Arthur really learned anything. I think he kind of knew it already, but they gave it to us anyway. I give it a good 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I gave it about like a 7.5. Like it wasn't like great. It was informational, which is good. World building is always good. Oh, happy birthday, Marcus.
Happy
So
birthday, bro.
it wasn't nothing like major that took place, but it was informational, good world building. So like a 7.5 for me. Good chapter, good chapter. One bad, good chapter. So yeah. But now on to the real chapter, the one that had the streets buzzing, good or bad. Chapter
Yeah.
107. So we start off with the confrontation with, Lucas and his two, I guess, peasantry, people rolling next to him. One, I forgot the guy name who pants we pulled down because that's how unimportant he is. But
Yeah.
but we had him and some and a fat guy, overweight guy. So, JC, tell me what you thought about 107 first, man.
Uh, it's at first it started off with the classic. You're a peasant. I'm
Mm,
royalty.
of
You
course.
know, number one shouldn't be talking to me. Number two, I mean, they went that whole route again. That's all well and good. The Lucas and Art conversation
Mm-hmm.
was interesting. Like Lucas came at him like, you ran away, which we're not gonna call it. He didn't run away. He went to go help Tessia, but I still, as everybody knows, says that he lost. He was going to lose that fight just for the fact that he was handicapped. And Lucas wanted to know, like, how in the world did you get away? Like,
Right.
nobody should be able to get away from what was happening, but you did somehow. And he wanted to know how he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And for Arthur to basically like, he just basically ignored him pretty much. Like, they're so far beneath him
I mean,
technically.
right. I mean, I would ignore him personally. I mean, like,
Yeah,
like
so
I
so
don't owe you an explanation.
you don't, and that's the way Arthur played it. So,
Right.
I mean, from that standpoint, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it. I kind of wanted more of a skirmish, but of course,
Mm-hmm.
at this point they're not in class, so they can't fight, and he is in a DC. So, I mean, Lucas played it cool in that aspect.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like, we don't owe Lucas nothing. So Lucas being pissed off is that's par for the course with Lucas anyway. But the real thing, what happened was when your boy, are you looking at the chapter right now? By the way, before I keep,
Not currently, no.
okay, because I was gonna ask you what the guy name was who kind of went berserk. But since you don't have the chapter up, I will see if I can pull it up real quick because I need to shout out this guy. Granted, he gets the Simp of the Week award.
Oh, that was stepping another level. That
Yeah,
was,
he gets
whew.
this he gets the Simp of the Week award. So I want to make sure I give this guy his full credit and props. So I want to know his name so I can give him his award for the week. So excuse me, people, while I while I'm literally searching for his name. This is not a game. I'm dead serious about this. Scroll. Nope. Scroll. Hey, you're leaking mana. Blah 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 blah. Da, 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 da.
It's what it said his name
They
like
said
early on.
they said his name. I just don't remember his name. If anybody in the chat knows this man's name, please post it in the chat so I can stop looking. Because right now I'm failing miserably because they're not saying his name. But I could have sworn they said his name. Uh, but until we find his name, we're gonna keep moving on. We'll make sure to definitely give him his award later on in the show because this man deserves it because what he did was Marcois. Ha, got it. Marcois. That was his name. Marcois, you deserve, well, congratulations. You're getting Simp of the Week because what you did, sir, sniffing the towel while your eyes are like bulging out of your head, sir, you should, first of all, you should be ashamed of yourself. Second of all, that's just nasty.
Look, we don't kink shame around here, okay?
Yes, we do. What are you talking about? When did we stop doing that?
We don't kink shame. Look.
Why?
Look, my boy had some issues. Maybe he wouldn't have done that.
So what is his issue, sir?
I mean, his manner was going out of control. Like, you know,
So we're blaming this on the man.
yeah. I mean, look at him. Like, his literally eyes bulging out of his head, like eyes turning bloodshot.
Okay.
I know you're looking at me like that, but it's fine.
I'm just saying, man. Like,
He's a little obsessive. I get it, but I don't think he would have went that far if he didn't have that issue that he was
a
dealing with.
little obsessive.
Well, you know what? He was trying to make his point. Kathleen should be with me. I'm a noble. I don't know why she even likes you.
I mean, do we really have to say why she doesn't like him? I know it's not right to say, but can we really say why she doesn't like him?
Look, she don't even know the dude. I mean, like, he could have a great personality.
Stop.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with great personalities now.
He does not have a great personality. We've seen it in this chapter. This man doesn't have a great personality at all.
I thought he was being mind controlled, honestly, but
At first I kind of thought that as well. But when that man started sniffing the handkerchief, I'm like, nah, this man is.
he wasn't in his right mind. What was he not tampered with in some way?
I don't know. I mean, we can guess and we can assume he's been tampered with. I mean,
Because it's not. This is the second case of it, of course. That we learned later in the chapter. So somebody's doing this to these students, or something, or whatever that is.
Okay. All right. So let's say he's been tampered with. Let's just go with that. Whoever put the spell on his back. Maybe that. Well, I can't even say that really mind controls him. I think if anything, that spell that was on his back just like enhances his mana greatly. I don't think it really like controls their mind. I just think it like enhances their mana by so much that it drives them like to potentially go crazy. I think that's what it is. I don't think that they're like being mind controlled though.
Well, no, it's not mind control in that aspect. I'm just saying that whatever happened to him basically drove him crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely a mark where you have to be compatible, and where he's obviously not. And like, because the guy and he was referring to basically like whoever told him like he was chosen or whatever. So whoever laid it on him, basically, I'm assuming is just testing the. This is with the theory that he's from the other that this is from like people from the other continent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe trying to see who's compatible with the shit that they're laying down. I don't know.
So okay, so what if it's not? Well, it'll have to be somebody. It'll have to be somebody who's high up or who is very powerful for him to believe that he was quote unquote chosen.
You got a spy somewhere?
Yeah, like I said, I do think it's somebody, a spy, or it could be maybe a professor, maybe. If not like a student who's high ranked, maybe a professor, and could be doing this because we've seen it before. Like we've seen professors like in other series and teachers and stuff. They be the ones who are manipulating things behind the scene, and then it comes out that they were the cause of all this havoc and mischief taking place. And it not too far away from being a student. I mean, we've seen plenty of things to where students are the ones, you know, destroying the school based off of someone else's whatchamacallit. So
I would. I mean, it's not the first time that it would have been a teacher,
yeah.
but I think the first student that he tested on was said to be alive, and this is the second one. And they ever wake up, I mean, that teacher is gonna get exposed. So I
Right.
don't know if it's someone that close to what's going on
Mm-hmm.
that this guy wouldn't know that it was happening. But I mean, it's not impossible.
What if it was Lucas? I don't think it's Lucas.
I mean, have we? Okay, the question is, have we seen any type of magic that is not elemental in any way?
Um, no, I think this is the well, as far as like the spell or whatever goes that we're talking about. I think this is the first
Yeah,
time.
I mean, besides like a deviant, like a healing magic or something like that, but like most of them are from the elements, so that's what they use. I mean, this might not be blood. It looked like blood. If that's blood in the case, that's like blood magic. Like we've never
Uh,
seen anything that's come close to it.
it doesn't really. It didn't really look like blood. It just looked like some spell that was red markings.
Okay. Well,
Um,
even if it wasn't blood, like
yeah.
what kind of spell would come from the elements that allow you to
I kind of feel
get?
like it's more where JC's saying as far as just like I can't necessarily say blood magic, but it is some type of dark, like it's just like clearly like attached to the spine and like
I mean,
protruding or
it's
Yeah.
literally dripping.
Was it dripping?
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture, right? It's like literally like dripping,
Let me see. Let me see.
which is weird. Like I don't know. I mean, I can't say blood for sure, but that's definitely dripping.
It doesn't look like it's well. Okay, yeah. One part does look dripping. It could be blood. Now that I'm looking at it, it's possible it could be blood. Um, yeah. Who said that in the chat? Yeah, Edward. I said that guy. I forgot his name. That's in the disciplinary committee. The first one that we met, the very first guy in the disciplinary committee. I said he just had that look about him that was kind of sus. I wouldn't be surprised if he was the one like doing something quote unquote inappropriate behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So I can definitely see him because like I said, I thought from the beginning it was either gonna be one or two things in the school. Or one, it was gonna be somebody was gonna kidnap somebody of royalty, or two,
Right.
it was gonna be somebody that infiltrated the school and is sending back information, whether it's to the other continent or someone else who is a foe of Cyrus Academy or Good Sky or somebody else. So that was my guesses from the very beginning. So I mean, I don't know if this is leaning towards any of those, but it's definitely a possibility. I can say that definitely a possibility.
Well, I mean, I didn't have any. I just wanted the school arc and it's the way it was going to go somewhere different,
Right.
and this is fine. But I mean, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and call this magic we haven't seen before.
So do we
At
want
least
to go
magic
with
that
blood magic? Do we want to go
I
with that?
I mean, like I'll call it blood magic, but at the same time, I mean, who knows what it is? But it's a magic that greatly enhances their mana for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of drives them insane because in the panel that I was looking for earlier, he said that his magic was had more mana than Lucas did when
Right.
he fought Lucas. So that's not something he would normally, have. Lucas is a genius, royal blood, but this guy is too, but not, well, noble blood.
Right.
But anyways, so he's not normally going to be stronger in mana wise than Lucas or have more of it. So this guy all of a sudden has it. Are they trying to create weapons to try and test it on other people? So whenever they perfect it, they can use it on their own soldiers or something. Is that where we're going?
Um,
Are they,
it could be something of the likes like they're using this method as a means for maybe like war or like preparations for war or army. You know, kind of like in kind of like steroids, performing enhancing drugs.
Right.
So that could definitely be something like that.
I mean, why not try it out on, well, not mice in this aspect, but just people that aren't yours. Like try it out on, see how it works, um, and then perfect it. I mean, it seems like the first one that they did was not that long before they did
Right.
this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, whoever this person is has access to the school and is normally seen around the school.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be somebody important, but it's somebody that these people would trust to let them do this.
Right.
Or maybe it might be a teacher.
What you think,
Maybe
Trent?
infiltrated a long time ago.
Possible. What you think, Trent? Think it's a teacher or how you feeling?
I think it's unrelated to I don't know. We got to see more because it was a disciplinary committee person that kind of knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it wasn't necessarily like a super higher up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this is just an inner school thing, something that's been happening with the students, something that's been happening with the town, something that's been happening with, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, it's kind of hard to tell because we just don't know the range in which this is like happening, or is it just new in general? And like you said, they could be using the kids specifically
Mm-hmm.
as guinea pigs.
Possible. Possible. Is hmm. So let's see. Yeah, but buffs are temporary. All right, so they're talking about buffs in the chat. Cause I don't know, man. It's definitely something weird going on. Obviously, that's definitely a plot twist that was introduced in this chapter. So it's very interesting. Quick question. What was y'all thoughts on Sylvie pretty much stepping up in this instance and transforming and using the move stump to stump out the opponent in a one hit KO?
Hmm. I
I didn't
mean,
have really thoughts on it either way.
what? Loved it. Number one, loved it.
Right.
Uh, I guess in one aspect, like, was this really a problem for Arthur? Like, his thing is like I can't kill the person. That's
Mm-hmm.
usually Arthur's big thing. Like the reason why he even began to lose Lucas is I can't kill Lucas, so I have to
Mm-hmm.
fight within the means of, my limitations of how I limited myself. And
Mm-hmm.
this is where he went this time. He's like, well, with my current, mana usage, what I'm using, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if I could take him down without killing him. So I might have to take off my limiter. If he took off the limiter, then it'd have been no problem.
Right.
But Sylvie's like, nah, let's just get this out the way. Like, you're in danger for real. Let me go ahead and stomp him out real quick. So, I mean, I love to see it. Sylvie doing something. We haven't seen her true form in a long time.
Right. We haven't seen her true form since the Elder Guardian art.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's good to see.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see, like, Sylvie overpowered. Like, someone like Lucas, in this case, when it comes to mana-wise, at least, it's nothing to Sylvie.
Mm-hmm.
You would make that comparison, so that's what I thought of it.
Now, I see which Sylvie's transformation is one of the things a lot of light novel readers did not like. They felt that she would never
That's
expose herself in that manner, and that was like one of the big things that was wrong with this chapter.
Hmm.
well, I
Um,
don't know, because the other guys basically left the scene at that point in time, right? So they were
Yeah, they were
yeah,
gone.
I guess
nobody, from what we could tell in the webtoon, seen it.
Yeah, I think the only thing is just like how fast can Sylvie transform and de-transform?
I mean, it seemed real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
because
doesn't seem like it's gonna take minutes.
like what Christian said, he doesn't understand how Claire didn't see Sylvie.
I mean, like if you remember in the early chapters when they finally got back and Sylvie was in that form, I mean,
Mm,
she literally instantly changed colors,
right,
changed forms like instantly. It didn't take long. It was literally like, oh, I need to change the way I look. Okay, here we go. We're changed.
right.
Because what was the form she was using before you start using this form?
Yeah, the little
It was
fox.
a black one.
Yeah, it was a black fox looking.
Yeah,
Now she's just white.
yeah. Now I mean she changed that like instantly.
Right.
So
So
I
I mean,
mean,
is it like, is it fast? Is it change fast enough to where, let's say, when Claire rolled up 2 seconds later, that she wasn't able to see? Is it like literally that, like lightning speed, light speed, like? Because granted, I do understand where like Christian is coming from. It's like she changed, she stumped him out, and Claire was right there like the next panel afterwards. So I do understand, but it's like
I,
it's also kind of hard to gauge in a webtoon, like on where she was, how far away she was, stuff like that.
like okay, so the panels are like it shows Sylvie, shows him getting stomped. It shows him like the aftermath, and
Hmm.
then the next panel right after the aftermath is Sylvie's already back in her regular form
Right.
or her little fox form. Like it was literally almost instant. Like and then he looks over at Sylvie, and then there she goes. So I mean, like I feel like you should have saw it actually. Now I'm looking at it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, was she like around the corner at that point in time? Like,
Well,
could that have been a thing?
she said she was scouting nearby and felt a large manosaurus.
Right. So she was scouting nearby, felt a large man. So she could have been particularly maybe around the corner.
Yeah.
Like there was a corner somewhere. And then when she turned the corner, that's when she seen him. I mean, granted, all we know is that she was coming down, and we don't know if she turned. We don't know
Okay.
what.
How did it happen in a light novel sense? Did Arthur just beat him or what? Like what was the problem?
I guess first of all, did this part even take place in a light novel? I guess that would be the first question. Did it even take place?
Because if it didn't take place in light novel, I can see why people were like, okay, this wasn't anywhere here, and so they added it in there.
Right.
Maybe they needed to introduce, or Ptolemy decided he wanted to introduce this a little earlier in the story than it needed to be, or they felt like it needed to be.
Yeah, Christian say this scene doesn't happen in the light novel.
Well, Chris is gonna throw him these curveballs, thinking know what's gonna happen. He's like, this didn't
Right.
happen.
Christian was like, "Oh, this is about to happen," and then, damn,
Yep.
damn, it doesn't happen. This doesn't happen. So I mean,
Look, all I'm saying is,
it's one of those things, man.
it seems like Sylvie is able to transform very quickly, whether it's instant or not. Like it happens very fast.
Right. It happens fast enough to where somebody um can miss it if they're really not looking the entire time. So
Actually,
Christian said Lucas confronted Arthur during Professor Glory's class. All right, Christian, you know what? If you can, JC, send Christian a Discord invite so we can get some light novel um insight on everything that was changed. So we can kind of get a better understanding.
do. Head? That works. If he has his iPad near him.
Yeah, if you're able to, Christian. I don't know if you're able to at the moment or not. But I definitely want to kind of see like in everything. So far, the poll, 87% say they enjoyed the chapter and 13% say no. So I'm guessing the 13% are light novel readers.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yep, you are.
Yes, sir. All right, so give us the rundown, man. What was supposed to happen this chapter? If it spoils anything, try to avoid that. But other than that, what was supposed to happen this chapter?
Yeah, I'm not going to give any spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
So after Tess and Arthur have their session in the training room, Tess actually goes to Professor Glory's class and says she doesn't feel well and leaves. Arthur goes to Professor Glory's class, and there at the class, Lucas confronts Arthur and says, "I want a rematch."
Right.
And he grabs his collar, says, "I want a rematch. Let's go." But Professor Glory splits it up and says, "Hey, Arthur, go to the high stands. Watch class. Lucas, get back in line." Basically, and that's all that happened.
So it seems like they moved the confrontation to here for whatever reason. And they gave Glory a whole nother scene with Arthur, with just Glory and Arthur by themselves.
Right. And
I don't know why.
And they added a fight scene. So how far away was like this revelation of the spell or whatever that was on Marcoy's back? Is that like far away in the light novel, or is that like something brand new that's not in the light novel?
As far as I know, that's if it is what I think it is, it's actually quite a while.
Okay.
But from what I understand, it should be different. So maybe what he is doing is something different.
Okay, because we do know, it has been like reports saying that he was unhappy with the way he did the school arc, and he wanted to expand it and make it a little longer by adding new things. So this could be one of those new things, maybe. Just like I don't know if he's like gonna change the entire outcome of the school arc, but it definitely could just be one of those new added things, or it could be what you think it is, and it's just a foreshadowing of events that's to come.
My issue is just that I felt like the way that he put the story together in the light novel was pretty solid, but it felt like these changes are kind of rushed and not as solid, not as connected, especially if he's going to meet future story points. Like it comes in conflict with things that are going to happen in the future, and so that was my biggest issue with it. Is like it just feels like things are going to happen in the future, and then you're going to look at what happens now and what happens then, and you'll be like, well, now it kind of feels like it doesn't connect so well. But he could change those future chapters so it does. So I guess I'll just have to see.
Would it be so bad? I mean, like, not say it's bad, but I don't know. It's like I don't really. Do I have faith in Turtle? I haven't read light novels, so do I have faith in him to like change the story and still somehow connect it to the light novel and make it make sense? Could he make everyone happy?
What did you say, Trent?
Probably won't read the light novel, so I'm good on that. Not connected.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, as far as we know, as far as webtoon readers go, it's fine for us because obviously we have no idea what's gonna happen. So I get it. However, it's like I do understand where you're coming from, Christian, because there's a worry on how this can either mess up the story or it could enhance the story. And right now, from your point of view, is leaning more towards messing up the continuity of the story because it might not be able to fit in well with future events. So I do understand that. It's basically just gonna have to be a wait and see.
Basically, there's nothing worse for someone to think that the story they actually like is about to get messed up, and it's like having to wait every week to see if if it's gonna be good or not.
Cut up high
That's
school.
the worst.
Shit. God damn. Excuse
So
me. Cause I'm tight. My bad. Continue, JC. My bad.
I just say that's what it is. So that was like I said, that was me with Tower of God. And then I gave up on God of High School. It was just eventually I had to give in on that one.
I tried to save you ahead of time. You ain't gonna listen.
And also, week to week, it's a lot easier to break down and be, kind of complain what the anime adaptations they just have. You're coming from one literature work to another, waiting week to week for the panels or whatever. You may not get the full spectrum until the whole arc is done.
Right.
Yeah, it would definitely be something interesting. Like once the arc is over, and you know that they're not revisiting the arc to say like, okay, now we know the arc is over. Better, worse, were the changes, good for the overall story? Was it not? I mean, that's probably where that conversation more or less comes in.
Right.
Really, we should take it as a plus because, like, if we got if we already have the light novel, to it's being adapted in maybe just an additional ways that the author was thinking post production of the light novel. It's basically like getting the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? The original piece and then the original piece plus with different direction.
I mean, as long as you do both of them like well, then it gives you, extra content. It gives it is going to re-engage. I would think the light novel readers like, okay, this is going to be different. We don't actually know where everything's going to go. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, as long as it's good.
Yeah. Well, which is what's most important at the end of the day. That is good. That is at least good. I have a question, Kristen. At any point in this story, is there a time skip to where Arthur and the rest of the younger cast gets older?
I don't know how I should answer that.
I guess let me kind of give a better example. Right now they're like 13 and 12. Like, is it a time skip to where it's like a Shippuden type time skip? To where they look older, they're, stuff like that.
I don't know. I feel like if I answer that
it'll be a spoiler.
It'll make the present feel less tension.
Okay, so I won't say it. All right.
Right, because if I say affirm or deny your question, then you go, okay, well, at least he's going to live till 17, or at least he'll live till 20, and you kind of loses tension in the story.
Right. All right. Wait and see. So, granted, even though the light novel the webtoon is not following the light novel verbatim, chapter per chapter, whatever the case may be. Can you give an estimate on how long you think the school arc will go from this chapter? Because I think you said, and maybe another light novel reader said, correct me if I'm wrong, that the school arc chapter was short in the light novel.
Compared to other arcs, yeah, it's a relatively shorter arc.
Great.
See, unfortunately, the thing is with the way things have been removed and added with the last 3 or 4 chapters, it's hard to tell now because I don't know when things will only be added or only be taken away.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be just the same length of time, but with a lot many different events happening.
Right. Right.
Like if Turtle Me was only adding stuff,
Mm-hmm.
then I could say yes, this arc is going to last longer. But the
Mm-hmm.
fact that I know that even though he adds stuff, there's also stuff being taken away. It almost makes it equal.
Right. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me.
But I do want to say, as far as this chapter goes, 2 of the things that bothered me were Lucas and Sylvie.
Right.
I didn't feel like they were acting as themselves.
Really? You don't think Lucas was acting like himself in this chapter?
No, I don't. Like personality wise, what he was saying would be stuff that he says, but I hate to say this, but like Lucas during the school arc currently doesn't usually walk around with cronies. So like for me, that was a big weird thing to see these other nobles kind of following behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he always considers anybody below him as insects, and he doesn't want to be around them.
Right.
So it was just a really that was like a really weird thing for me. The other thing, like I said, it was in the chat, is just Sylvie just like busting out like that. I mean, even when Arthur's life was in danger during the Elderwood Guardian,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Arthur told her, "Hey, wait, you know, I got this. Just wait," and she listened.
Right.
But this one little kid, like, threatened to punch him in the face, and she stomped him. Like, it just felt weird.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at her for stomping him out by any by any means. Personally, I quite enjoyed Sylvie, you know, finally getting down and dirty, if I do say so myself. But I do, after talking about it, I do kind of see where you were coming from about the whole transformation thing. Kind of like, did she really need to do that? Not really. Was that really necessary? Not really. But I mean, I guess he was like, Sylvie needs some screen time.
Yeah, just in case you forgot, she could do that.
Yeah, just in case you forgot, you know, how strong she is, and she can knock somebody out with one punch.
Plus, you can assume that they're gonna be, unless it's gonna be a plot like point, you can assume she's gonna use it when able, and it's not like the ghost wasn't clear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
I mean, I get it. Just to play devil's advocate for that point, like, it is a school. There are people everywhere. So, I mean, maybe it was after class and not many people are going to be in that area, but...
Yeah, clearly there was people everywhere because nobody was really there to see the dude flip out.
Right.
Right.
It was kind of like one of those dark alleyways type things where, you know, nobody ever shows up to the end type situations. So,
of course.
Yeah, you know... we love those. We love those dark alleyway scenes when nobody shows up till the very end when everything's over. That's how it goes. So, people, the Lancers show up as we're wrapping this up. The Lancers show up. Wasn't really too much with the Lancers as far as like what they said. We just seen them in there talking with Good Sky after we was going to report the incident and everything. So, do we think that this is somehow related to what Baron found in a cave? Or do we think this is a separate incident?
I think it's pretty much connected because the color of the wolves that he said, the color was different and they were bigger than what they normally were.
Right.
So it seems like they were modified in some way. And then you have people in the school who are probably average at best, being way stronger than they should be.
Right.
So I would give it probably the same, probably with different effects when it comes to Beast versus humans. And it is kind of graduated from one to another.
Okay. All right. Trent. If you're there.
Maybe
I'm
he
here. I
has to
didn't even know. I didn't know you said Trent at first. While my phone was muted. But yeah, what's the question?
Do you think that since we saw the Lances, well, two of the Lances in Good Sky's office, do you think that this incident with the kids and the writing on their backs, since this is the second incident, do you think has anything to do with what Baron was searching for or found in a cave?
Yeah, just to your point of the things being modified, the wolves being modified, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could say so. Gotta be. That almost, I can't say it necessarily puts out my theory of it still being tied to the next continent, but who knows? It may just be. I think I talked about this a few episodes back, where there's like a issue within the issue, like I don't like. So there's like a mini arc, like a mini boss. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this could be like the mini saga of, or like the smaller issue before we get into the larger issue. Or basically like the, I don't know what the best way to put it is, but like the androids to sell, or
Androids to sell.
Nah, it all makes sense. This is perfectly fine to me. I get it. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, we're like a what's another good comparison?
Oh,
I'm trying to think of now. Do we need a One Piece comparison? Which one are we missing now? We already got Dragon Ball Z out the way.
we Pokemon. That's the next comparison.
No, you did Stomp already.
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Damn. Let's not do One Piece because every time we do One Piece, we end up rambling and talking about One Piece. So we're gonna have to find a different one. But Christian, did that scene happen in the light novel? Baron and the other, I forgot her name, but the other Lance, did they show up in the light novel in this particular chapter, or was this also added scene?
Nothing in 107 happened in the light novel.
Okay, so
the
entirety
freestyling
of
out here.
Okay, I thought
And
it was just maybe that part, but the entirety of 107.
I like that.
Okay,
And like most of 106 didn't happen in the light novel either.
well, damn. Okay,
Yeah, seems yeah.
free.
All right then.
Freestyle Fridays, literally. Literally freestyle Fridays. All right. So, all right, people. As we wrapping this up, what we're giving this on a scale of 1 to 10, JC?
Well, I thought it was a 10 out of 10 chapter. I want to keep that.
All right,
I'm gonna back that statement.
10 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 10 too.
Oof.
These are well tuned only. so it's gonna be different. Christian, as a light novel reader, what would you give it?
I'd give it. Well, I mean, this is a story that doesn't even exist in a light novel, and that I'd give it like a 4 or 5
out of 10.
Okay,
Yeah.
not in comparison, but in your enjoyment.
I didn't enjoy it that much, though.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to enjoy when you think something's gonna
okay.
happen. It's just like
That's true.
you're gonna have to start somehow separating yourself from like, okay, this is a light novel and they're doing something totally different.
It's hard.
Maybe
man.
think of it as a different story, because
it's hard. It's
I
hard to
can't,
separate it.
For 3 seasons, Turtle Maid pretty much followed his novel, and now for the 4th, it's just gone all crazy.
I love it.
It's hard, man. I understand. Like they mess. It's the same way with anime and manga. You're reading something like, and that's one of the reasons why I don't want to read Jujutsu Kaisen or Tokyo Revengers, because if I watch the anime and they change or they skip out something major or whatever, I'm gonna be so highly upset. So I don't want to ruin myself or deny myself the pleasure. So it's one of those things.
Yeah,
man.
I'm there with you. Anime only for those all the way.
Right. As much as I want to read Tokyo Revengers manga, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, man. I don't want to do it because it's gonna suck. struggle, man. The struggle. All right. So, any predictions on next chapter, JC Trent?
We're just gonna hear about what happened in the cave, and they're gonna try to see if it correlates with anything was happening in the school. Then, you know, Good Sky will probably give out some sort of plan or something.
Okay.
This is getting Hogwartsy.
Hogwarts.
Which movie are we talking? Chamber of Secrets? Are we talking Prisoner of Azkaban? Which movie are we talking?
This is more like
Goblet of Fire.
I think I'm more talking like later in the series when they really started getting school lockdowns. Order of the Phoenix.
Order of the Phoenix.
Oh.
Okay. Order of the Phoenix.
You know,
yeah.
Maybe like precursor to Order of the Phoenix. Maybe it's Good Sky starts to be like, yo, we got to shut the school down. You got that. You know what I'm saying? We start getting into that. Then it starts to get into like
Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah, no, this could be headcanon, but we may start getting into the politics of like the noble families wanting the school to keep going and yada yada yada. Okay. But yeah,
all right. I you know what? I'm digging that. I'm digging that that Harry Potter reference right there. Now, Christian, you know I gotta ask you, what do you think is gonna happen in 108?
It really depends on the discussion that happens between the Lances and Good Sky. But there's something that I'm pretty sure should happen next chapter, but I can't give that away. Like the whole reason why I didn't do a reaction on one of my streams this week was because I technically can't.
Right.
Since this chapter didn't happen, I would only be doing spoilers, so I just couldn't do a reaction this week.
Right.
So we'll see. I think there's something that's going to be pretty interesting to happen. We'll see how y'all feel about it next week. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen.
Well, we're definitely going to see. So, the final poll results for if everyone enjoyed the chapter. We have 84% says yes, 16% says no.
I can guarantee you that 16% is me, David, and Solus.
It might be. I would probably agree with that. That sounds accurate. But that's it for tonight. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel, share out the video, sub to everybody's individual channels in the description below. Christian, I'm gonna add your Twitch in there when we get off. Also join the Discord, man. That's where a lot of stuff goes down. A lot of stuff on Slander Sunday. I'm not gonna even mention y'all slander and Tower of God, but that's a discussion for another day, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. But yeah, anything y'all want to say before we head out?
Nah, I'm good.
You good?
Yeah, I'm Gucci.
Christian?
Thanks for inviting me on.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem. But all right, y'all, that's it. We will catch you guys tomorrow for Hunters Association as JC contemplates his solo A Good Series. Part 5.
Yeah, part really like 11 because
it goes back and forth.
Now it's going back and forth.
He refuses to believe that the nation.
I'm never gonna let it go, but it's
just bro. I don't know what more you want, really. I really don't know what more you want.
No, I mean, like, pure entertainment is great, but that's all I have to keep it as.
Are
right
you
now
entertained? That is the real.
That's all. Yeah, that's all I'm worried about. It's entertainment right now. That's what I'm keeping it.
All right, well, if that's where you want to keep it at. We will be.
Were you not on record to say once that you read Solo for the meatheadedness?
Yes.
You have said that on multiple
occasions.
occasions.
I definitely said that. But then when people start asking me questions, I start thinking about the story, and I was like, how am I not gonna ignore this? Like, I can't ignore everything.
Technically, you can. You can ignore everything.
Well, I'm definitely not. I try.
Okay, well. All right, y'all. We're going to catch y'all next time. Peace. You know,